Oh, sorry, library's closed. Not open Sundays. Oh, sure, you can take a look. Come on over. Yep, go right on the border. Look, stand here. See the border marker? The line goes from there right through the building at an angle. You walk in the door in the United States, go a few feet, and you're in Canada. They've got this line down on the floor. It's just electrical tape, really. They put that there in the 70s after a small fire. The insurance people in the US and the insurance people in Canada did what insurance people everywhere do. Tried to get out of paying insurance. They put the tape down so in case it ever happened again, they'd know which side would have to pay up. Tourists love it. A lot of pictures have been taken on that line. Yep, Border Patrol keeps an eye on things, even though most of the place is in Canada. Even the piano's in Canada. You sit down to play, all the keys are metric. Sorry. Anyway, sure, go ahead, look around. Just stay on the sidewalk and come straight back. Don't go wandering off like those Chinese tourists that time. Oh, the Beatles. You heard about that, eh? Well, they say it's true, that the Beatles almost met here to talk about a reunion. You can say a lot of things almost happened. I almost won the lottery the other night. Only missed it by 6 numbers. Out of 6. Anyway, with this Beatles business, it's awful hard to prove something that didn't actually happen. A friend of mine looked into it once, and you know what? No proof anywhere to say that this reunion was even thought of, let alone merely happened. Nothing in the library minutes, nothing in the newspapers. Just this story, this urban legend that comes around from time to time. A border legend, I guess you'd call it. But where there's smoke, there's fire, right? It had to come from somewhere, a story like this. Can you imagine the Beatles in Derby Line? But you know, crazy things happen. And this would have been, what? The early 70s. Those were crazy times. Crazy. Crazy.
Hooligans. Honest to goodness hooligans. That's what I hear. Up in Holland, for Pete's sake. Coming from all over. Connecticut, Montreal, even New York. Swarming the fields up at Mead Hill. Mac's party. Not like any party I've ever been to. And nothing anyone can do about it. All the drugs and drinking and you-know-whating. I thought we were done with the hippies. This isn't the 60s anymore, Mrs. Cranley. They have their fun. We gave them several good years to get it out of their system. Yet, here we are, 1973, and they're still at it. I tell you, this music festival bothers me no end. We are honest, wholesome people around here, Mrs. Cranley. Good people. Even the French. Jeremy, stop running around in there. I'm almost finished. I read in the Stansted Journal your boy was back from Alberta, was it? Now that's what our young people should be doing. Going somewhere else. There's nothing for them to do around here, goodness knows. Which makes them that much more susceptible to this kind of deviant behavior. I mean Holland. Holland! There are 300 people in Holland. Why on earth would anyone want to come to Holland? To cause trouble, that's why. They tried to stop it, you know, the lawyers. But it's too late now, you can't stop them. Because they're all on drugs. The hooligans, I mean, not the lawyers. And who is this Mac person anyway? A businessman, I suppose. An opportunist. Potato, potato. All I know is that things get out of hand at this so-called Mac's party. Those hippies have better not make their way down a Derby line. They could, you know. I hear they don't believe in bathing. Jeremy! Oh, I am so sorry, Mrs. Cranley. Jeremy, come out from there.
And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start.
No wild rumpuses. Honestly, I don't know what's got into him. What's got into you, Jeremy?
Is he bathed?
Almost regularly. Well, there was the boil notice this summer, and Jeremy does like to drink the bathwater. Jeremy, right now.
Let me try, Mrs. Thompson. Jeremy, can you come out? No! Jeremy, can you fly? No! Do you want to? Yeah! All right. Here's what you do. Place your hands right there, like that. Now get your feet ready. Are you holding on? All right. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off into orbit. Fly, Jeremy, fly!
Oh, thank you so much.
You too. Watch out for hooligans.
Jeremy, get out of Canada this instant.
We're closing in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's okay. We just want a little peek.
A little peekaboo.
A tiny trip over the border.
Oh, don't trip, Chester.
Oh, buddy. We're on our honeymoon.
Congratulations. Where are you from?
Mitchell, South Dakota.
Home of the Mitchell Corn Palace.
The world's only corn
And
palace.
the Corn Palace Festival.
The corn barrels start going up now over Labor Day weekend.
Brand new corn barrels. This year's theme, Salute to Agriculture.
What was last year's theme?
Relaxing South Dakota.
I've never heard of it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. We've never heard of you either. Until we were down in Brattleboro
Where there was far less corn than we were led to believe.
and someone said to us,
A feed mill of all places. They sent the bunny here. You should head out to Derby Line. There's a library there with a theater on top. Sits right on the border. Imagine that. That's not something you see every day. So I said, Bunny, we have to go.
So here we are. You must get a lot of visitors.
Not really. I mean, we're just a library. Books and magazines and the occasional show or two upstairs in the Opera House. I suppose that the border does make us unique, but honestly, around here we don't even think about it. One town simply runs into the next. We're all just neighbors.
Oh, but you are special. A building that sits right on the
Look, honey, a moose! I bet you a moose this big could eat a lot of corn.
He ransacked a lot of written fiction this time. Pulled out all the cards, too. Excuse me?
I'll help you in just a minute, Mrs. Whiteman.
So, where am
Excuse me.
I? Am I in Canada or the United States?
Oh, I believe you're still in Vermont, and I may be just about exactly in between, and your husband over there is in Quebec with the moose.
I don't even know if moose eat corn, but if they did, this one would eat a lot.
Oh, he doesn't want anything to eat. He's stuffed.
We don't always talk about corn.
No, I don't mind.
It's just that, well, Chester gets very excited about these things, and, well, you know how it is on your honeymoon.
Well, it's been quite a while.
You mind if we take a look in your collection?
Books of corn?
Dewey Decimal 633.
Go right ahead. But we're closing in a few minutes, and I'm afraid we can't lend you anything if you're not a member.
That's fine. We won't be a minute.
Oh, thank you so much. This will really make him happy. Chester, here I come to Quebec.
Are those potheads? I heard we were getting potheads.
Hooligans, you mean, and no, just tourists in love, which is a dangerous combination.
I don't know if I especially care about people with no business here coming in and gawking at the place. This is a library, not Grumman's Chinese Theater.
Why Grumman's Chinese Theater?
What do you mean?
Of all the tourist attractions in the world, why on earth would you pick Grauman's Chinese Theater? Grauman's Chinese Theater instead of the Luge, the Taj Mahal, the Grand Canyon, the Mitchell, South Dakota Corn Palace. Why Grauman's Chinese Theater?
Stop saying Grumman's Chinese Theater.
Really though, why not the hassle-free library. That couple in there coming all the way to the library on their honeymoon. We forget how odd we are, how unique. We really are one of a kind. Why, if we wanted to be, we could be the most famous library in the world.
Oh, come now.
It's the world's only international library. What do you think, Mrs. Whiteman? Don't you want to be famous?
Sounds a little presumptuous to me.
I think it would be fun.
Fun. Fun belongs upstairs at the Opera House. The library is serious business. It's not for riffraff.
I would hazard that the riffraff are exactly who Mrs. Haskell had in mind when she built the library and the Opera House.
Well, they might start off as riffraff, but thanks to us, they'd be cultured and educated.
Now who's presumptuous?
But tourists, they're too far gone, beyond help.
Oh, Mrs. Whiteman. I do hope they're not much longer, though. I have to get supper going. I'm a little afraid of what they're doing back there. Perhaps that they found books on crop rotation with pictures.
You want me to shoo 'em? I can shoo 'em, you know.
No, let's give them a few more minutes. You can leave if you'd like, Mrs. Whiteman, but I'm going to lock the door.
No, I'll stay. I have to stump the return addresses on the envelopes anyway.
Brilliant! You're still here. I thought you might be closed.
Actually, we are closed.
I will need a moment. I'm looking for a Mrs. Prangley.
I'm Mrs. Prangley.
Fantastic. Desmond Bentley, musical and theatrical agent.
Oh, if this is about booking the Opera House, I'm afraid you're going to...
No. I'm interested primarily in the library. Your floor, to be precise. Am I, in it?
The floor?
No, how that? Am I in front of it?
Not quite. A few more steps.
Now?
Yes, I'd say so.
Amazing. You know, just a suggestion, but you really ought to put a line down here on the floor so that people would know if they were in Canada or the United States.
You need to make it more of an attraction, like a tourist attraction.
Yes, exactly. People standing with one foot in either country. You could sell postcards.
Or we could plant a row of corn down the middle.
I don't see how that would be feasible. At any rate, USA through that door and Canada over here, correct? Now tell me, is there another way in from Canada?
Well, we have an emergency exit, but it's not an entrance, and we don't let people... I'm sorry, who are you?
Desmond Bentley, Bond Tooth Agency, New York, London. I represent the interests of certain musical parties.
I'm afraid I don't have a card.
Yes, well, as I said, I represent certain parties, and I'm here on a reconnaissance mission of sorts. We've heard about you. My colleagues and I. Mrs. Prangley, may I count on your discretion?
I suppose so.
Strict librarian patron confidentiality.
Of course.
You're not a patron.
Go on, Mr. Beverly.
Yes, well, the parties I represent have heard about your unique situation, and they and I would like to inquire about the possibility of holding a business meeting here in your facility.
I'm sure we could accommodate that, yes.
It would have to be very discreet, after hours, I should imagine.
Well, that would be fine, but I need more information. Who is this a meeting between?
I'm afraid I can't reveal the precise details at this moment, Mrs. Prangley. What I can tell you is that your particular situation might allow the parties to resolve certain business and creative matters face to face, a possibility that is currently unfeasible under normal circumstances.
Go on.
My clients are all British citizens, four in all, musicians to be precise. One of them, however, is currently residing in the United States. He has made something of a life here, but is for various legal and personal reasons reluctant to leave the country.
I see.
Complicating matters is that another of the parties has run into difficulties with authorities back in the UK and is therefore currently not welcomed by our friends in the USA. Nothing nefarious, believe me, a minor legal blemish.
Drugs!
The specifics are of no consequence. I would point out that all the parties involved are upstanding citizens, and, might I add, quite well known. Very well known. Which is why we require discretion at every turn. Your lovely library in this quiet corner of the world might be the perfect setting. My client, who can't enter Canada, walks in through the front door and sits at this southern side of the table that has been placed on your imaginary line, or, as I might suggest, a permanent line. The client who can't enter the United States enters through your emergency exit and sits on the north side of the table. The other members of our party gather around, they discuss, they negotiate, they reunite after a long separation, and return without molestation.
You wouldn't even need a table placed explicitly on the line. The entire building is a sort of neutral territory.
Our own little Switzerland.
Your client from Canada could even walk right through the front door if he wanted to.
Again, Mrs. Cranley, I'm sure the details could be worked out later. Do we have a deal?
We counted them all.
You have 1,232 books.
Wow, I counted them fast.
Well, Chester did the nonfiction and I did the fiction. We raced. I won.
But only because it was pure fiction.
Oh, you got distracted by the encyclopedia.
They weren't in order.
Mrs. Cranley, I must be going. Do you think...
We have to go too. We'd love to come back. Hello there. Chester Morgan, Mitchell, South Dakota.
Oh, Mitchell Corn Palace!
Yes!
That doesn't, I'm out of here.
Yes, I'm off as well, Mrs. Cranley. Do you think...
I really don't know what to tell you. I need to talk to my board. This sounds so unusual. I'd love to have more information. Rock musicians, did you say? May I call you?
You could call them rock musicians, yes, but sophisticated, believe me. I am afraid I'll be unreachable for the next few days. I'm attending this Max party, scouting for new acts and whatnot.
A party? What kind of party?
It's a rock festival this weekend at Mead Hill in Holland, just up the road at a local farm.
Buddy, a festival. On a farm?
With corn.
We have to go to this festival.
I could be back Monday.
Monday we're closed. Tuesday we're open.
But we're supposed to go to Irisburg tomorrow to see the round barn.
Don't worry, I'm sure the barn will be around the next day. Around a rock festival. Wait till we tell the church group.
Really, it makes it very difficult to give you an answer with such little information.
I wish I could give you more, Mrs. Prangley, but at the moment I'm unable to, at least until we secure the location.
Hello? Everybody go? Złotnik flak na was.
There's a man upstairs and he's coming.
It's okay. Oh, how about you? What, you throw the world at me?
Stay back!
No, it's okay. I'm a good person. I'm sorry to lady for scaring.
He was on the stage in the dark. I turned on the lights and he was there.
But I'm only sleeping. I'm sorry.
Get out of here or I'll call the police. The Mounties can here in 2 minutes.
No, please, I explain. Look, I gotta go back a little, please.
Who are you? Why were you upstairs?
If everybody calm their pants down, I tell you. My name is Zvonimir Stenko Vladik, but Vladik is okay. Simple. Yes, I keep simple. Hello, ladies. I'm Vladik.
What are you doing here?
Come, we sit and I tell, in room by window. It's good story, I promise. Come.
He starts talking about corn, I'm impressed.
Guys, this is nice. No throwing or screaming. No police. We talk. I know you are Miss Brantley and you are Miss Whiteman.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I know. It's what I say. Hello, you see, I speak in English.
Please.
So yes. My name is Vladik. I'm from small country of Dernovkia, which is beautiful country, but not friendly place.
You're a commie!
No, I'm not communist. A little bit communist, but not Soviet. Dernovkia is so small that Soviets not even care about us. My people are known for the word barbarians. No, barbers, hairdressing. We're good with the hair. All the people back in time do the cutting and the making. The Russians come, we cut hair, they go, everybody happy. Very not Soviet look, very popular with leadership of party.
I still don't understand.
I'm telling. 1 year ago, a high member of party, he leave to Moscow and he learned he had the bugs in the head with the eggs and the... Yes, lice. He said he get lice from the Dernovkian barbarian. But it's not true. He get lice from make love with woman cow. Sorry. But all of Dernovkia is now blamed for bugs in head. No, it comes from head. Some shops, they burn. There is no work for my people. I not mention that most Dernovkian are have no hair. Oh.
So you're a barber.
No, I'm janitor.
Why do I think this is going to be a long story?
I sweep the hair, but no cutting hair, no hair to sweep. I have no work. So, I remember a dream I have since I'm a young boy to come to Canada, where there is so much hair for sweeping. And the women have small muskas.
Excuse me?
Muskas. Dressed.
Oh my.
And this is important to you.
Oh, yes. Where I come from, all the women have, very, very, very big muskas. Too much. Sterilizing. Yeah, small muskas, much better.
I had no idea. Stop that.
So to make a long short story, I come to Canada, but I not find much job to sweep. And the women, many large muskas, but it's okay. Then I hear about a place with a great mountain of hair. A cliff of hair. The sweeping to do, a cliff of hair, I must go there.
A cliff of hair? I put under it.
I come to God's cliff. I'm stupid muska. There is no hair. And there are many days. And then I'm at a farm festival of Hair's Cliff and the people sleep in the barn. So I sleep in the barn. I must think where I go, what I do. I have no money. I cannot go back to Dernovkia because of the Nietanoskov Zimia Melcha vodka. It's not important. Then I meet a man who runs Worldly Toy, who tell me that he has a brother, a wife, who can give job in the United States of America, where there is so much hair for sweeping. I cannot think I ever go there. It's like not possible dream. Canada, yes, but USA. But he tell me to come to library building to wait. Yesterday I wait, but he does not come. You leave, I stay, I sleep on stage, we're quiet. Now I wait more. Oh, and I yet apple I find. Thank you.
You're planning on smuggling yourself over the border. I'm calling the police.
No, I'm not criminal. I just look for a good life. No, I stay, I not go.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Roy.
Come to read the journal. Nice day.
I am not a job in the United States. I stay in Canada. What I do? What I do?
Photo barn burned down. Lightning strike. That's a shame. Lost 2,000 bales of prime hay, it says here.
Mr. Vladik, we sympathize with your situation, but this is the Haskell Library. We're in the business of books, not immigration. I'm sorry, but you can't stay here.
Only one day. Two. I sweep. I fix things. I help you.
It's impossible, Mr. Vladik.
I know a thing.
I'm sorry?
I know a thing. About man who was here yesterday. Man about the secret meeting.
They're gonna shut down that rock show up in Holland. Says so right here in the journal. The judges gave his okay to a zoning law to stop it.
It's too late. The hooligans are on their way.
We'll see. We'll see.
You know who he was talking about?
Yes, I'm quite certain. I stay today. We start to today to show I'm no trouble. And I tell you my thinking.
Wendy Cash married that Lapitte boy. He's a nice fellow. Quiet.
Tell me first, then I'll decide.
Hey, come. You hear of music band The Beatles?
Of course we've heard of the Beatles. We're not complete rubes, you know.
Rubes? What is rubes?
Bumpkins. Unsophisticated. Boostas. The Beatles? You think it was the Beatles he was talking about? The Beatles?
Yes, I feel quite surely it is making the senses. Okay. Now, John Lennon, he is living in New York City. The Big Apple. But he does not feel good to leave because the USA government does not like he is there. John leave country, USA not let him back in. No more Big Apple, so John stay. Now, Paul, that is Paul McCartney.
I know.
Paul is get police drug boosted
Busted.
bastard. 19 kingdoms for the dope, the planet.
Marijuana. 875 exceedingly well-developed plants were seized at a farm up in Reuters Corner near Ogden. That's shocking.
Marijuana, yes, in spring of this year. Now Paul, with drug boost, he cannot enter the USA. Hey, he's like me, a handsome one.
So Paul can't enter the U.S. and John can't leave the U.S. Wait a minute. How could you possibly know about this? How could you know about this? A master sweeper in little big communist land of the haircuts, middle of nowhere, Nokia.
The barbarian shops. We have magazines. Rolling Stone. American tourists bring magazines and books to pay. Also chocolate and large Buska folders for women. Believe me, it's true. Secret meeting here is Beatles, definitely.
What?
Definitely the Beatles.
Definitely. It makes sense. The Beatles, right here in this room. Can you imagine? We'd have to keep it a secret at first. But what if they got back together? And the Haskell Library would be where it happened. The Beatles reunited. It would be just like a war conference. Mr. Roy, what was the name of that World War II conference?
Yalta.
Yalta. Thank you, Mr. Roy. Go back to reading your paper. I've been trying for 2 years to get people interested in this place. Really interested. Actual bestsellers. A bookmobile, a monthly column in the Stansted Journal. Mr. Vladik, if what you say is true, this would be an extraordinary development for the library, for the 3 villages.
So I stay?
You can stay, but I can't let you sneak into the United States.
Oh, but
But I can't possibly be watching you all of the time.
Mrs. Brayley!
oh, Mr. Langley, you are kind, you are good. You will not notice me. I will be quiet and then boom, flooded down. The Beatles are coming. We are in Magic Place.
Mr. and Mrs. Charles Bliss were entertained at the home of their son and daughter-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd Bliss, on Sunday to celebrate their 61st wedding anniversary and Mr. Bliss's 86th birthday. Jeez, Lloyd Bliss owns a damn journal and look at him write about himself. That's a stacked hand of rummy, ask me.
Mr. Selby, I wasn't expecting you. I
Yes, Edith told me to call. Such a fine day I thought I'd walk over from the bank. But I'm due back in 15 minutes, so what can I do for you?
Well, you see, something has come up, a request, and I didn't feel comfortable agreeing to it without input from the board. I couldn't reach Mr. Baldwin, and since you're the vice president,
Yes, go on, what is it?
let me think how to put this.
Who is Skinny Man?
That is Lloyd Shelby. He is the manager of the Derby Line Bank. Practically runs the library. He's spoken to me 3 times.
A man came in yesterday, an agent. He represents some people, and they wanted to inquire about having a meeting here in the library.
I don't see the problem. Is that it? I don't know why you had to bother me about something like that. If there's nothing else, I'll be heading back.
It might be the Beatles.
It might be
I'm fairly certain it's the Beatles.
the rock and roll group,
Former group, yes. I think that they want to talk about a reunion.
rock musicians, here at the Haskell.
Well, they wouldn't be playing here. Although, they could if they wanted to, couldn't they? Well, not in here, obviously, but I could show them the Opera House. Maybe once they saw it, and if they were in the mood, it would depend on how the meeting went. Oh my goodness!
The Beatles. The Beatles.
Yes, I think so.
I have a question.
What? What do you mean?
Do you realize what kind of people rock musicians are? The kind of lifestyle they lead, the people they attract? Surely you read the newspapers, Mrs. Brandley. Right now, just a few miles up the road in Holland, there's a gathering of these so-called musicians. And who is crawling out from underneath their rocks to listen to this noise? Miscreants, deadbeats, potheads, dope fiends, bikers, and
Hooligans!
hooligans. Thank you, Mrs. Dunn.
Whitemen!
Mrs. Whiteman, thank you.
4 times.
All of them lured here by terrible music, drugs, and hippie degradation.
But,
We've seen at previous music festivals what these counterculture types can do. Rock and roll, and you want to bring them to the Haskell? I think not.
Mr. Selby is not very much the hit.
Mr. Selby, it wouldn't be like that, I promise you. These are the Beatles. The Beatles! It's not like we're talking War Pig here.
War Pig? What on earth?
One of the bands playing up in Holland this weekend is named War Pig, and never mind. My point is, this is not your average rock group. These are the most famous rock musicians of all time. Believe me, I'm just beginning to process it myself, but don't you see how good this would be for the library?
Good?
This is an opportunity to bring some real notoriety to this place. Mr. Selby, we were built to meet the needs of the beginning of the century. But times are changing, people are changing. Everyone is watching television. People don't read books like they used to.
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Roy.
You're talking nonsense. People will always read books. The right people, anyway.
That's what I said.
But what if we could be more than just a library?
We are. We have the Opera House upstairs with the occasional spectacle.
But what if we could be known as the International Library? Half American, half Canadian. Where the Beatles reunited. People would flock here. Wouldn't it be wonderful?
It'd be horrible. Horrible. If there's one thing I know, it's that people are horrible. You let strange people in here day after day, they ruin everything.
But, Mr. Selby, even without the Beatles, people will come here. This place is special.
You don't think I know it's special? It was designed to be special. Mrs. Haskell built this library on the border specifically to serve one community in 2 countries. We'll never see the likes of such a building again. That's why we need to preserve it. Keep it safe. Keep it for what Mrs. Haskell designed it for. Books, culture, community, our community. It is unique to the world, yes, but it is ours. We start letting every Tom, Dick, and Ringo in here. That'll be the end of it. They'll ruin it, mark my words.
No, Mr. Selby, we won't ruin it. We'll make it even more wonderful.
Mrs. Franklin, you've been a fine addition to the library. I was reluctant at first to hire a housewife for the job. But you've proven yourself more than adequate. And you have to admit that Boyd has more than obliged you in your attempts to modernize. I don't want to turn a blind eye to some of your more questionable decisions.
What do you mean, questionable?
Here. Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut. This is not about the most important meal of the day.
It's a library.
page 5, Mrs. Pranley. Page 5. An illustration of an anus.
Oh, Lord.
Times are changing, fiction is changing, we need to change with the times.
As I said, the board accepts that to a degree. We let you put on your painting expositions and your new book returns, writing your monthly articles in the Stan State Journal.
I was. Lately, I haven't had time. Nobody read them anyway.
I did.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
But changing times are not. I'll not allow this library to return to a forest track. What's next? Amusement rides, snow globes, Mickey Mouse ears? No. We're a library and that's that. We don't need notoriety.
I see. Well, what if for this meeting I could promise no notoriety? We simply invite the Beatles, or four unnamed British musicians, to meet here quietly, after hours. No music, no publicity, no rock and roll, no lifestyle. A simple get-together in the reading room at night. Discreet. Would that be acceptable, Mr. Selby?
Discreet. So discreet as to be imperceptible?
This passive place is summer's nimble mansion.
Well, yes, I suppose. Oh, all right. But remember, not approach anyone before or after. We don't want any trouble.
It's good time to tell them about Beatles getting boosted for the pot.
You need to stop talking.
But if the Beatles did get together, it would be out of our hands.
We'll see about that. Remember, a quiet meeting, no publicity. Talk to this Mr.
Bentley.
Bentley. Make sure he clearly understands. Utterly discreet.
Utterly.
I have to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Selby.
Have a good day, Miss Brandon.
You too. Oh, Mr. Selby, quick question. Have you ever considered painting a line on the floor to indicate where the border is?
On the floor? For people that gawk at? Honestly, Mrs. Brandon, I don't know what's gotten into you. Oh, Mrs. Brandon, wasn't one of your grants to purchase informational books on the dangers of marijuana and drug use?
Yes.
Hey, get those books on display.
Hang on, Mr. Selby. I want to talk to you about compound interest rates.
The Beatles, here at Rock Island, in the Haskell.
I don't like it.
Oh, it'll be fine. We just have to keep it quiet.
The secret is safe with me. Hello. You had good lunchtime?
You know I don't approve of this, not one bit.
I am only sitting in Pleasant Library, reading about mollusks.
What?
Mollusks, a soft-bodied invertebrates of the phylum Mollusca, usually wholly or partly enclosed in a calcium carbonate shell, secreted by soft mantle covering the body. Mollusks. Hey, did you know that squid is also mollusk? I did not know. Oh, I'm sorry, you are saying.
We very much enjoy our pleasant library. We don't need your type ruining it for us.
What is my type? Janitor.
You know what your type is, sneaking around, thinking the rules don't apply to you, long hair types with your free love and protest. And the Beatles, you expect us to believe you know all the business of the Beatles?
Why not? What else should I know about?
How to get a job in your own country and not come here and take one of ours. That's what you should know about. Here, I made you a sandwich.
You are kind. I hear you are kind.
I'll go back to your mollusk.
Hello. How was your lunch?
I could hardly eat a bite. Cecil had to practically tie me to the chair. I ended up giving half my lunch to what's-his-name over there. Honestly, Mrs. Pranley, between him and the Beatles coming,
Oh, it'll all be fine. Mr. Vladeck seems perfectly harmless. And when you think about it, is it really any of our business where he goes once he leaves the library? As for our famous friends, we just have to do as Mr. Selby said and keep quiet about it until it's all over. No one will even know they're here.
Are they here?
What?
The Beatles, are they here?
The Beatles? Oh,
I heard the Beatles is coming. Isn't today? Is there a Beatle here?
You don't look at me.
Well, Cecil could tell something was bothering me. He's a very sympathetic man once you feed him.
I'm the bell and if the Beatle is coming up, I want to greet them. I want to make a presentation. I want to have a press conference. Show them around town. You know. So when did they get here? Beatle, Ringo, hello, you in there?
Mr. Gerard, please, there are no Beatles here.
No?
No.
Okay. But when?
How did you even...
I'm over there. I'm on the street. Here, Kings. Something's going on. Who? I know him. Okay. It's a good thing the Beatle isn't here yet. We have time to make preparation. What do you think the Beatle is gonna like, eh? You think that the little boys and girls from Sunnyside and Sacré Coeur would come here and sing a nice Beatles song? I really like the one about the sous-marin there.
Submarine.
Submarine! On yellow. We're gonna have TV, la radio, la presse. This is gonna be big for the
Now just hold on a second.
Don't worry, I won't tell nobody. Because this is gonna be my secret. This is your caroling party, alright? But when Ed Struthers hears about this up in Stensettling, he's gonna flip his head!
Monsieur Gerard.
Please call me Edouard.
Fine, but...
Who? Do you think that the Rolling Stones are gonna come too?
Sorry, I didn't know where else to go.
Is that a Beatle? You're not a Beatle, are you? Do you have a Beatle with you now?
Monsieur Gerard, let's go into my office where we can speak in private, please.
Hey, don't let no Beatle leave before I get back.
I'm sorry. I didn't know where else to go. I can't find Chester anywhere. I've been up all night, walking all morning. I finally got a ride from a man, and he gave me a pill to calm me down, and, well, now I can't feel my hair. Oh, my hair! Oh, tell me I have hair!
Settle down. Come and sit. Mr. White, would you get her a glass of water, please? So you lost your husband?
He's gone. I don't know where he is.
Well, you're safe. Tell me all about it.
Well, after we left here yesterday, we drove on up to Holland just to see what was happening. Oh, it was so pretty, so green. Everything was pretty. Oh, but traffic was backed up, a real lineup of cars, and they were filled with young people, riding on the hoods, on the roofs. Some were walking, there were guitars, and people singing. Oh, I smelled a lot of marijuana cigarettes. Oh, but then this crazy long-haired fellow came out of nowhere and started banging on the roof of our car like it was a drum. We had to turn around, I said to Chester, but he wanted to keep on.
I'm not going with a glass of wine, Daddy.
Go on here. You're on your way to the rock show.
We finally made it to it. And we parked and walked around a bit. That was kind of nice. No bands playing out, but there were people setting up tents and milling about. It was very groovy. Oh, but then we met this nice couple from Connecticut. Oh, her name was Waterflower. Oh, Don! And then they wanted to know where we were from, so we told them the Corn Palace, of course. And they were fascinated. Couldn't get enough of it. A palace of corn. They wanted to hear all about it, so naturally Chester obliged.
Naturally.
types of folks we associate with. Oh, but I loved it. They were so free. They weren't wearing any underwear.
That's okay, I'm not too.
Well, then we had some wine, and well, we hardly ever drink alcohol, but I mean, it's a honeymoon. So then we had some more wine, and well, then we realized we hadn't eaten for a while, so then we had some brownie. That's when it all starts to get a little hazy.
Oh, honey.
It's funny, actually.
Oh, Bunny.
I just remember Chester lying on the ground saying, Mead Hill, over and over again, and giggling. We have to get out of here, I tried to say to Chester, but I felt certain that my arms were paralyzed. Which meant that my lips couldn't move. Oh, it made sense at the time. Oh, but then it started to get dark, and I remember hearing this music. Oh, the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. So I followed it. And I must be coming from the stars. But it turned out to be from a porta potty. So I opened the door, and there was a woman inside. Oh, the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my life. Oh, and she looked at me. And she said, occupied. Occupied! Don't you see? We're all occupied. I've been so occupied all of my life. I don't remember if I peed or not. But then I couldn't find my way back to Chester. I was lost. I was occupied and lost. I cried. I started to cry. I called out, Chester! Chester! But then soon, all the people around me started to call, Chester! And then soon, all the neighbors started to call, Chester! Chester! And I remember thinking, what is Chester? Who is Chester? I don't know Chester. Church group! Oh, this ain't no church group! Oh, nothing makes sense!
Sweetheart, you're not yourself.
No, but I am myself! I'm sure of it! Everything was suddenly so clear! My life is a sham! My marriage is a sham! Sham! Sham. But still, I had to find my way back to Chester.
Because you love him.
No, because he was my ride. I thought if I waited there long enough, Chester would come find me, but he never showed. Oh, there was a couple in the back seat of the car doing things. Oh, I was so exhausted, I didn't care. I fell asleep in the passenger seat, woke up the next morning, still no Chester to be found anywhere. And there's so many people there, more arriving today. Oh, and the mud, and the music was so loud. Oh, it was awful. There's nothing beautiful at all up there anymore. Oh, except for that music I heard. Oh, it was like angels in a porta potty.
You're all right, and I'm sure he is too. Maybe he'll come here like you did.
I do have hair, right? You can see it.
Oh yes, it is beautiful, luxurious hair with balance and shine.
Have you eaten anything?
Well, I think I still have some brownie left.
No!
I don't think a parade is a good idea.
And why not? Rock Island deserves a parade. Bibi got a centennial parade last summer, and that Penna just can't shut up about it. If Bibi gets a parade, Rock Island gets a parade. Okay, that's it. We're gonna start right from there, go straight to the border, all the way up to Stansted Plain. We're gonna pass in front of Stansted College. They had the Governor General for their graduation last summer. We
are gonna have the veto. I'm going for re-election this fall. Taxes, roads, charges, forget all that. I'm the guy who brought the veto to Rock Island and give them a parade. Or you can gonna march all the way to BB2.
What is this BB?
Monsieur Gerard, we can't even say for sure that it is the Beatles that we're talking about.
The Beatles are coming. Where?
Here, to library.
We can't say that. They might be. We don't know.
Yes, they're coming.
Really?
I put my word on it.
Aha! Hey, I knew it, Madame Frangy, you were hiding something from me. Hello, we haven't met. I'm Edouard Girard, mayor of Rock Island. You're new here. You're a visitor. Where are you from?
This is Mr. Bentley, the music agent for the Beatles that I was telling you about.
Me? Yes, I am agent.
Mr. Bentley? For the Beatles? You're from England.
Yes, I am from England.
Okay, I thought I recognized the accent.
Mr. Bentley, will you tell Mr. Gerard how highly important it is that the Beatles meeting stays extremely
Confidential?
confidential, yes.
Yes, very hush, very confident. This is most secret meeting of Beatle musicians who do not want to be with a mob of people. Mr. George Harrison himself, who is a Beatles, he tell me, hey, bad play, make it a quiet one, like me. Because George is quite a Beatle, you get?
Hey, you're in contact with the Beatles. You know them.
I know many things, but tell me, Mr. GR, are there many barbarian shops in Rock Island? Much haircutting places?
Yes. You put me in touch with the Beatles before they arrive because I want to meet them and so we can plan how this will happen. For sure I'm going to let them have their little meeting there. No problem with that. But if they want to use the place for the bibliothèque, if they want to use the place for the frontière, well, it's not going to be free, I can tell you that.
Fine, but no parade.
Oh, okay, no parade. But maybe a parade? A tour. I'll give them a tour! A tour Show them all the sights! And the Beatles are gonna love Rock Island! Hey, Mr. Bentley, when are they getting here?
Oh, it is soon. No, a very long time.
Hey, voyons, which is it? When it is happening?
Difficult to say. The Beatles very busy musicians, even Ringo. There are many parameters that need to be flattened, like clothes.
What?
Push down to make nice, smooth.
Fire rapace?
Yes, that's it. Your English very good. Fire rapace.
The fair! Oh, we're going to the fair!
It's like a bloody United Nations.
We're back. Like wolves, so we've come for more. School starts in 3 days. 3 days. 3 more days.
You get the desk. I'll get the boy.
I think I need to lay down.
I was trying to put the brakes on the mayor. Plus, I didn't want to blow Mr. Vladek's cover. I gave him my word.
You did?
Who's the woman on the table?
A woman. She is wife, Mrs. Bentley.
Is she okay?
She's okay. She eat bad mollusk in Magog. No, she's okay. Wife, are you okay?
Yes, I am wife Chester.
Chester! May I call you Chester?
Why not?
Chester, I really feel bad about your wife, but I really want to continue our conversation about the Beatles. Where are you staying?
Nowhere particular.
Really? I thought you were staying in my garden. Anyway, you could come to my house, it's very close. Your wife could lie down, recuperate from her trouble. We could continue talking about the Beatles. You could even use our fire rapacin.
In Canada,
Oh, Canada! Oh, Canada!
It's okay, it's okay. My car is just outside. Are you ready to go?
but it's not against law.
No, it's a Pontiac.
I think I'm starting to feel my hair again.
Good, we go, honey pot. Papa talked to him like library very much.
You love Roy Callen even more.
Of course, I would love to see it. Can we go to BB?
No, there's nothing to see there.
Where did everybody go?
Go?
They're all gone, except for Jeremy. Oh my goodness. They're getting in the mayor's car.
All of that, even the tourist woman?
She's shouting something about going to the fair.
Poor corn. They're going to Rome.
They're driving away. They didn't go through customs. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. The mayor just brought the American woman into Canada through the library. These laws have just been broken here. Illegal entry, kidnapping.
Drowning possession.
My husband is a municipal councilor and a border patrol agent. I can't be mixed up in all this. He's going to kill me. And the library, this could ruin us.
Well, I hate to say I told you so.
You didn't told me so.
Well, I implied it. But look at it this way. If they're gone, so are your troubles. It's just a quiet Friday afternoon at the Haskell Library. Nothing more to worry about.
Has anybody seen my wife?
So, let me tell you about Mac's party. Mac was Mac Worth from Island Pond. He thought he could bring Woodstock to the Northeast Kingdom. Northeast Kingdom. That's what they call it up here. You see, northern Vermont, that's a whole other story. Anyway, the year before, Mac had run a successful festival down in East Charleston, Labor Day, 1972. 15,000 people were doing the peace, love music thing on Max's grandfather's farm. So they thought they'd try it up on Mead Hill in Holland the following year. Well, the locals didn't want anything to do with it. They tried to stop it with injunctions and zoning laws, but it was all too late. Word had spread, and zoning and no zoning, the kids were coming from everywhere. A weekend of music. Bands like Mahogany Rush, War Pig, April Wine. I never heard of them. So Mac and the promoters, they hired these security guys, big guys with machetes. Put a barbed wire fence around the band area, including the toilets. You had to pay $10 to get in. But here's the thing with music. It travels for free. So Friday rolls around, people just set up tents in the parking lot, outside of the barbed wire. Then, Saturday. Oh boy, Saturday. No one knows if it was drugs or liquor or boredom, but the kids start charging the fences, tearing them down. They're complaining that the music isn't worth $10, which is probably true, that's me. And the security guards, or some of them, who knows? Well, they start shooting rubber bullets into the crowd. Kids get hit with birdshot. Nobody dies or is seriously hurt, but a few get sent to the hospital, a bunch get arrested. Molotov cocktails thrown in a police vehicle, stolen cars, skinny dippers at Lake Seymour. By Saturday, it was clear. Mac's party was out of control.
in, this is the way you go out. It's just easier that way.
Oh, I'm no longer certain this is where I want to be waiting.
Oh, you just get in here. I don't know. Mr. Selby, what are you doing here? You scared me to death.
Protecting the library from vandals and marauders.
What is marauders?
Robbers, looters, people who are where they shouldn't be. Everything's quiet out there right now. From what I've heard, all the action's up in Holland. How long have you been here?
Since this morning. Everybody's talking about what's going on up there in that cesspool. I could just sit at home and wait for rampaging hippies stoned out of their minds to come down here and set the place on fire.
Oh, Mr. Selby. I really don't think that's going to happen.
They smoke marijuana cigarettes, Mrs. Bradley. Fire! We have books, made of paper. Fire, paper, kaboom!
No one is going to break into the library on a Saturday night to smoke a joint.
What about baking? Could they bake in here?
Who is this and what are you doing here?
This is my cousin, Bunny.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Selby, is it?
And this is her husband.
How do you do?
You look familiar. Have we met? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, Mr.
I'm Vladek Benson.
Benson. Vlad Benson.
And what do you do, Mr. Benson?
Oh, I am musical.
No,
Not musical.
Mr. Benson is a bird watcher.
A bird watcher.
No, I'm bird watcher.
It's a highly acclaimed skill. Mr. Benson is very highly sought after and respected in
BB!
BB. Yes, in BB. And also in Canada, where he lives as a citizen, with all his paperwork intact.
Bird watching. I've done a little bird watching myself. Are you aware of the red-tufted monkey found on these parts?
I am, of course, knowing the Red Top Mountain. Yes.
No, the red-tufted monkey. Quite rare, known for its razor bill and its shrill "Kariku! Kariku!" Do you know it?
Perhaps I am thinking of the Green Mountain tough guy.
No, that's something else altogether. Not so rare. Hold on. We must have a Peterson guy in this action. Mrs. Bradley, hold on the fort.
Consider it held.
Bird watching.
I couldn't have Mr. Selby thinking that you were Mr. Bentley. He knows that Mr. Bentley is an agent for the Beatles, and he's not so enthusiastic about this Beatles reunion.
Yes, I remember. Miscreants!
And anyway, I didn't want him thinking that you, Bentley, were stirring things up, or that I was sneaking around behind his back, or I don't know, I panicked.
So now I am bird watcher.
Yes.
Is that even a real job?
Oh, like barbershop janitor or something to aspire to.
Well, I'm only saying you are making more difficult than it needs to be.
Hey! How come no one wants to know what I do for a living?
What?
Oh, hello, Mr. Vladek. What do you do for a living? Oh, that's very interesting. I see you have a beautiful wife. What a lovely possession. That's plain male chauvinism. What about me? Maybe I want a fake job too.
I agree with you 100%. Women's lib, burning bras, all that. But this is not the time. We've got to get you back over the border where you belong. No one the wiser. Mrs. Whiteman is meeting Chester here. Your Chester, the real Chester.
Why couldn't he just meet us at Mr. Gerard's? That's where we've been staying. Why did you have to whisk us out of here so quietly?
And have the mayor find out everything that's going on? That you're not really married to him, and that he's not really an agent for the ex-Beatles, and that the mayor, and it seems everyone else is breaking or is planning to break a law or two? No. We come back here, we reset. Heavens, why did I ever let you stay here?
Because you're a good person.
I'm an idiot! I put my reputation on the line, the Haskell's reputation. Forget the Beatles, I'll be lucky if they don't shut the place down. And Mr. Selby will be the first to put the lock on the door. But I'm going to fix everything now. You're here, your husband is coming. It's quiet, it's dark. You will slip away into the night and everything will go back the way it was. And you, I will watch you disappear into the Canadian night, where at least I know you're allowed to be.
Well,
Well, what?
I would not say I am allowed.
You told me you came to Canada from Georgia.
Yes, but not arrived by traditional way. There is much you can do with a dog carrier, and glue, and hair sweepings.
I don't believe it. You're an illegal alien. The library has been harboring an illegal alien. Oh, could this get any more complicated? Well, what now?
I've been thinking, why do I have to go back to South Dakota?
Well, I don't care. You can go back to North Dakota. You can go back to any Dakota you want.
No, I mean, why can't I just stay with Vladek? I wouldn't have believed it, but the past few days have been wonderful with you, Vladek. Pretending you're Chester and both of us fooling Mr. Gerard. It's like I'm in a dream where no one's who they say they are. I want to wake up. You've been so kind to me the past few days, and I've never had someone focus so much attention on my hair.
Your hair is lovely.
But didn't you feel it too? I know we were just pretending, but didn't you feel something going on? Don't you feel it now?
Yes, it's true. There is something between us. And when we're at home with Mr. Girard, I feel it. He sits us down to dinner of pâté chinois. And what? Pâté chinois? It is hamburger, potato, corn.
Oh, pâté chinois. Shepherd's pie.
No, not pie. Do not eat pie. You eat pie?
No pie.
No pie. Anyway, as we eat dinner on the first night, I look at Bunny through the steam from the brown sauce on plate. And her eyes, they're dancing with my eyes. And my heart is jumping. We are pretend we are married, and to me with someone like Bunny, that would be most wonderful.
Oh, Vladek.
Please, call me Chester.
What's wrong with the Chester that you did marry?
He's so square, so Midwestern.
You're Midwestern.
I know, but I don't have to be. I went to a rock show. I got stoned. I broke the law, and it's been thrilling. I can make my own way, free to be you and me.
In the library!
The past few days have taught me so much I missed in life, like accents.
I have such accent.
Oh, what was it you called me the other night?
My little blush Nukieva. It means gold basket.
You see, Mrs. Bragman, you see how wonderful he is with those dark eyes and that
So illegal? No. You are going back to South Dakota. And you. I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. How could you put me in this position?
It's true, I am violated from your trust, Miss Brindley. I'm sorry. It was not the plan to leave library with Bunny and to make trouble for you. It was sweeping up in the moment. And we forget who we really are. But it is most wonderful pretending, yes, my little blush Nukieva.
I see there's a little busy here.
No, Mr. Gerard, everything is fine.
I am not the judge, Madam Riley. This is the 70s. I do not understand them, but it is the 70s nonetheless. So there you are. I was wondering where my young guest had disappeared to. I thought I heard your voice at the house, Madam Riley. I took the chance. And well,
boy, you sure did find us in a hurry.
well, I like to know what is happening. So what is happening? No, it's okay. See, it is none of my business.
Oh, no. It's nothing like that. Oh, Monsieur Gerard, I'm sorry that I stole Bunny and Chester. But you see, I was afraid that they would be leaving town soon, and I remembered that the other day, Chester had left behind this globe. Here's your globe, Chester.
Why didn't you bring it to the house?
I wasn't sure it was his.
Well, is it yours?
I think I see it before.
on earth.
Oh yes, and at that time you met with Keith Richard in Marrakesh, and he said,
I know we're in Morocco, but what planet are we on?
It's recognizable by its large protrusion. Edward,
"Hey, bonsoir, Lord, there's some kind of party tonight here, eh?"
what are you doing here? We're closed.
Doesn't look too close to me. I was worried about my young guests. I came in here looking for them.
Oh, you know, Chester here.
Yeah, Bunny.
Chester here and Bunny.
Yes, they've been staying at my house all weekend. We've been making plans. Hey, big plans.
Your cousin was staying at the mayor's house?
We were painting the vestibule very strong fumes. Woo.
I'm allergic.
Wait, you're Madame Premier's cousin?
Mr. Selby, what did you
No, the red-tufted monkey. Well, as I was saying, the red-tufted monkey is recognizable by its large protruding head tufts colored a pale robin red. But its ample wingspan is also recognized in flight by its spangled silhouette. I'm sure this must all be coming back to you now, Ben.
Chester.
Chester, the red-tufted monkey.
Oh, yes. It is very common in Buffalo. Yes, Buffalo.
No, it's never seen in Buffalo.
Of course, stupid. What I mean is Baltimore. That is the place I mean. You put it on the head. Baltimore.
Baltimore, home of Fort McHenry. Inspiration for the Star Spangled Banner.
Excuse me, but why are we standing here talking about the birds and the Baltimore when we should be talking about the Beatles?
Those all start with B. And so do I.
You know about the Beatles? Who told you?
I mean, everyone knows.
Is that true?
Nobody knows. I promise you.
I know, and I've been talking about it with my young friends here all weekend. We've been making plans, big plans.
You know about the Beatles coming?
At this point, to be honest, I don't know what I know.
Of course we know. Why would they know? Is there?
Mrs. Franklin, you said this would not be disclosed publicly. I had your assurance.
Everything is fine. In fact, staying at the mayor's house may actually keep the news from
Well,
spreading.
yes. Only with Monsieur Gerard we talk about the Beatles. So we agree that it is a secret with us, quiet for now.
And you've been talking about the Beatles
Oui.
with a bird watch.
And me. I have a job too. I'm an airline stewardess.
Stewardess?
No, not stewardess. Cliche, stupid. I'm a professional dog breeder. Can I be a dog breeder?
You can be whatever you want, my little blush
I'm an airline stewardess who breeds dogs on the side. That's it.
And you've been making plans about the Beatles with these two. He doesn't even know a red-tufted monkey from a two-chaired white-hawk.
You did not give me much time.
Monsieur
What?
Selby, Mr. Selby, Mr. Gerard, please, let's go speak in my office. Somewhere we can go more
I
quiet.
don't mind the privates. I don't mind the public either. Hey, look, I've been making some big plans. But what's this about the bird watching?
I don't know if it's because you're friends, but I don't understand half the things you say.
It still spins.
Yes, that's good.
Yes.
Yes. I meant what I said before.
You do? Really?
I do. It's been crazy the past few days. I mean, one minute I'm in Mitchell, South Dakota.
Home of world famous Palace of Corn.
That's the place. And the next I'm drugged at a rock and roll show. My husband abandons me. And I'm whisked into Canada with someone from a country I've never heard of.
No, it's okay. No one has.
Pretending to be my husband and a musical agent for the gosh darn Beatles. And now I'm in a library and I don't know who anyone is. Not even me. I think I'm falling in love with you. It's all so overwhelming. And I do want to be an airline stewardess. I never realized it until now. Fly the world, see all those famous tourist attractions. Oh, and the adorable uniforms they wear.
Wait. Can we go back to falling in love back?
Oh. Whoa. Am I in love? I don't know. I don't know what any of this is. I'm sorry, Vladek. But it is an adventure, don't you think? I
Besides here, we are mostly known for comfortable furniture.
You've been so kind to me the past few days, and gentle and attentive. I talk a lot, I know I do. Once I get started, it's hard for me to stop. But I really feel like you've been listening to me, that you really understand me.
Mostly. Some words are difficult. Trampoline, I still not know what it means.
So, am I falling in love? Yesterday, when Mr. Gerard took us to see the granite quarry, and we stood looking down into that big pit, and he explained that there was enough granite down there for the next 100 years. I looked at you, and you looked like you could see it. I could sense you imagining all that stone coming out. I can't explain it, it just touched me. And then I thought, why isn't there a tourist bureau here?
It's true, the rock pit moved me in strange, magic way.
And last night as we shared the bed,
Oh, I did not touch nothing.
such a gentleman. Even though we were playing this game of husband and wife, pretending to be who we really weren't at all, it felt real, don't you think? Didn't you want to reach out?
Of course. You are a beautiful woman. I am man. You have perfect, not so big buskas. I traveled many days with much hard times. But these last 2 days with you have been the highlights. But still, I stay on the far side of the bed.
Well, you can come to my side now, if you'd like.
I think we are in a different place.
No, we can make this work.
No, I mean, you are in United States and I'm in Canada.
Well, that's okay. This is no man's land.
It is not no man's land. It is someone's land. It is library land. But it's true, we are in a different place. I come here to start new life, to try a new country. I'm waiting here many days now to be going to United States, but no one comes. I no longer know if I will go, but I cannot go back. If I have nowhere to go, you cannot come with me. I cannot let you ruin life. You are wife, but not my wife. I am a stranger. We share a bed, yes, but that is all we share. My future is not for sure.
But I think that's what I want. I know it now. Today you were telling Mr. Gerard about how you locked Yoko Ono in a men's toilet in Brooklyn because she was throwing pieces of bread at John while he was trying to write.
I would like to do that very much.
That's the thing. I believed you. Mr. Gerard believed you. What you say, a story that you tell, whether it's true or not, once it's out there, it's real. Like you telling him that the Beatles have been to Rock Island many times before, and that's how they know about the library. Or that they've been to drinks at the Del Monte. He believed you. Anything can be true if it's told. If I say who I am, if we say who we are together, we can be real.
My little bunny, you do not need Zvonimir Stenko-Vladek to make your story real. You are beautiful American dream girl. It is 1973, online between United States and Canada. All things possible here. Here you are wonderful. Everywhere, you are wonderful.
Oh, your husband will be here any second. For goodness sake, stop it. And you need to go. I felt sorry for you at first, but you've done nothing but wreak havoc since the moment you got here. This is not a foreign embassy, not a halfway house, not a high school cotillion.
What?
I am not playing games. I admit it's partly my fault. I keep giving you new identities. But I think I have it all straightened out with those two now. Sort of. You are Chester Bentley, musical agent to John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And in about 5 minutes, you're going to say that you have to leave for a very important meeting. As for you, your husband here will send a car around. That driver will be your real husband. You will then leave with him. Understand?
I have driver also?
I don't care. But you are leaving. Oh, just hang on with this new lie a little bit longer. Oh, put one lie on top of another, I don't get fired. But it's better than him knowing that you're an illegal alien from wherever you're from. So, remember, you leave now, you leave later. Got it?
So the watching birds, am I yes or not?
No birds. Now sit.
It's absurd! You can't simply decide on a whim to shut down the local school for Rock Island Derby Line Beatles Day. We absolutely do not want to make this into a big to-do.
But it is a big to-do. C'est évident. Hey, do you know what a big thing is going to do for the Trois Villages? It's going to put us on the map.
We don't want to do anything for the whole village. You're fine as it is. I know what you're up to.
What am I up to?
You want to turn this community into a den of sin and vice.
I don't know what you mean.
Don't play coy with me.
No, vraiment. I don't know what means vice.
You want to bring a liquor store to Rock Island.
Oh, mon Dieu. Is that what bothers you? I want to bring the SAQ downtown and keep the business right here? Everybody buys their booze out of town. Why not here?
There are young people in Derby who already crossed the border to your bars. Now they can get liquor at any time of the day or night.
Not on Sunday.
Have you seen what drugs and alcohol are doing to our communities? Have you been out to the so-called Max Party? It's a decadent riot of licentiousness.
Hey, that is not Quebec's fault.
Oh, I know how it is. Where do you think those bands come from? Montreal!
Hey, you're just being silly, Mr. Sylvie.
I've never been silly a day in my life.
I
2 years ago, the bridge between Derby Line and Rock Island collapsed. Remember that?
Yes, of course. The bridge collapsed right into the Dumbiephobia River.
Derby Line was cut off from Rock Island. Remember that day?
I said yes.
That was a good day.
Hey, come on, Lloyd. Hey, don't be like that. Hey, look at what we have here. Look at this beautiful library that we shared between our two towns, our two countries. Hey, let's celebrate that. It is a gift, no? The way we live together. And why not celebrate that with the biggest band in the world? My friend here, Mr. Bentley, has assured me that he could make this happen. Isn't that right, Mr. Bentley?
I'm sure I can talk to the boys.
Mr. Bentley, didn't you say you had to be leaving for a very important meeting?
On Saturday night? Hey, no. We're all here. Let's figure this out. We're gonna have a summit international. How to capitalize with this historic meeting of the Beatles at the Bibliothèque Pascal.
No meeting, no Beatles. I don't want you here. I don't want any of you here. Everything's perfectly just the way it is. Everybody wants to change it. The last thing this library needs is people in it.
Mr. Selby.
And you, how dare you lie to me about Mr. Chester Bentley here, pretending he's a bird watcher, and pretending your cousin is his wife. Do you take me for a fool? It's outrageous. Well, I don't know if I can believe you at all, Mrs. Brandon. I think it just be some stranger who wandered in off the street.
Honey.
Chester.
Yes?
There's more people here than I was expecting.
Thank goodness you're okay. Who is this? And what are you doing here, Mrs.
Whiteman.
White?
I ask myself that question more and more.
This is Mrs. Bentley's driver.
They wouldn't tell me where you were. I was worried sick.
He likes to know where his employers are at all times. Very dedicated.
When I couldn't find you at Max Party, I lost my mind.
Hold on, you were at that terrible rock festival?
Hey, I hear that is a good time. The young people having fun.
You went to the toilet and didn't come back. I hate to tell you this, Bunny, but I think there was something in those brownies.
You don't say.
I'm not sure how much time had passed before I realized you were gone. It could have been 5 minutes or 5 hours. All I remember is people calling my name over. I really lost my mind. Oh, goodness, Bunny. I'm sorry. Listen, I passed out. But when I woke up Friday, I looked everywhere for you. And then I started, the people started getting, there was so much noise. And the crowd started getting thicker and thicker. And I'm calling out your name. I'm afraid I'm going to get stepped on. When a hand reaches down, and I look up, and I see a young man, a boy really, with gentle eyes, smile so comforting. And he pulls me to my feet. And right then and there, in the thick of the crowd, he looks me in the eyes and says, "Got any weed?"
This is your driver?
Perhaps not much longer.
I should hope not.
Check the first aid kit. No sign of you. And all they said was, "You ended up in Canada."
Well, it's all right now. You found them. Everyone can go home.
It's true, they were my guests. Mr. and Bentley were guests at my house.
Bentley? With you? Why were they with you? No one's telling me anything. All they said is that Buddy went to Canada.
An eagle!
What?
I thought I saw it outside.
But it's dark out.
There was a shadow, maybe an owl?
Maybe very tough to not be.
I'm sorry I'm being worried. I did look for you. I looked everywhere. I was so scared. But then things started to happen and I got swept along.
You were practically kidnapped.
Kidnapped? Hey, no. They were simply guests right here at my house in Rock Island. Hey, kept up, Bobo. Now your employees were perfectly safe with me.
She's not my employer. She's my wife.
Your wife?
And I don't know who this is.
That's Chester, mon ami, Chester.
Chester? I'm Chester. And this is Bunny, my wife. Chester and Bunny Morgan. We're on our honeymoon. Well, some honeymoon. I should have stayed in Mitchell. Mitchell, South Dakota.
Oh, the world famous corn palace.
Hold on. You mean you two are American?
Not entirely.
Almost here. That means when I brought you to my house, I brought you into Canada?
Hey, went through the library?
Oh, Lloyd, I'm so sorry.
Not really seeing the forest through the trees.
I have no idea. Let's keep this between us. No one can
Listen,
know.
Brainway, how could you let this happen?
It was an innocent mistake, a mix-up. Everyone was a little confused at the time.
It's true, I was confused. But Chester, I see everything clearly now.
I believe I see everything clearly now as well. Quite clearly, Chester, whatever your name is. Yes, I do. I should have known. The accent, the false identity, the illegal activity, all this sneaking around. This man is obviously, yes, not a musical agent for the Beatles.
There are many things I am not.
Brainway,
Yes,
you've been calm.
I have. I have.
Unless there's something else I haven't been told, something else I need to know.
I've been gone.
I don't know what's going on here. Who is this guy?
I think I'm going to be sick.
Indeed. Who are you really? No more lies.
I am Russian spy.
I knew it!
Yes, most clever Soviet spy working for Mother Russia. I have infiltrated library on border of Canada and the United States of America.
Can hardly speak English, but knows the word infiltrated.
To deposit secret super spy messages to brothers and sisters of great cows by coded messages book stamp thing.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why don't you not know code?
Why did you pretend to be a colleague of the Beatles? You told Madame Franklin here that you're going to have a meeting with all of the Beatles. Isn't that what he told you, Madame Franklin?
Yes.
Hello, what am I saying? Hello, I'm Soviet agent, I like library.
This is terrible. Bunny, is this true? You've been with a Connie spy? And how could you?
I'm sorry, Chester. The
The
truth is...
truth is, it's not her fault.
Whose fault is it then?
My fault. I used technique of Soviet mind control.
Oh, come now. There's no such thing.
Yes, it's true. I used mind control on a library lady to make her believe I am working for Fabulous Four who will come for me, and she believes. Also, she's a nice person who will not harm Vladek.
What's that?
It's Russian for fly.
Russian?
Only Vladek.
Mind control? I don't believe any of this.
Yes, I showed you. Using top secret Russian mind control, I now convince lady with angry face that she is chicken.
I'm what?
You are chicken, using top secret mind control technique.
I'm not a chicken.
Yes, you are chicken. Or if not chicken, I make you personal and strange people who sweep hair for a living stay at library at night.
Mr. Whitman.
Oh,
Bob.
Hey, goodbye,
It's smaller. It's about me. There's so much
Mr. Brandon, you've broken the law. You're not going anywhere. I want you to get our story straight. And you still love me, right? You still love me?
Nothing to do with Beatles.
Good evening, everyone. Everything all right here?
Oh, good evening, officer. Everything's perfectly fine here. We're just having a little meeting.
Notice the lights on. Strange on Saturday night. There's a lot of young people from out of town in the area. Troublemakers. I thought there might be trouble.
No trouble at all.
Put my rainbow down.
So, what's this meeting about?
The meeting? Private meeting.
Yes.
About
It's a book club.
the book club.
A book club.
No kidding. What book you reading?
Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Oh, I love that one.
Yes, we all did. It was a big hit with the group. Didn't you just love it, Mr. Selby?
Loved it.
I think it spoke very deeply to you about the winds of change, didn't it?
I had some qualms.
Big qualms? What's a big qualms?
It's a type of fruit. As you can see, all quiet on the northern front.
But, where are your books?
Excuse me?
Your bird books, your seagull books. You're a book club without books?
Oh, the books. Well, you see, we read it so thoroughly
So well.
So inspiringly.
that we have it memorized.
What about you? Do you have it memorized?
We're acting out a part. He's a character very dedicated.
Supposed to be a seagull?
Yes.
And close.
Very dedicated, but a terrible actress.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna need to see some ID from you folks.
I don't have anything. I lost it all.
I'll take care of it.
Where is Vladek?
Excuse me, officer. I explain everything. You see, my wife and I were visitors to the region, and we got lost and ended up at your rock festival where we were accosted by ruffians.
So, you came to a book club?
Well, we had time to kill.
What about you? Who are you?
I'm Lloyd Selby. I'm the bank manager in Derby Line, and I happen to be vice president of this library. And I can assure you, officer, that everything here is perfectly under control.
You got any papers?
Certainly not. I walked here this evening. When I walk uncovered. Everybody clearly knows who I am.
Listen, I don't care who everybody knows who. I don't know you, and I need to see some papers. You folks act like you're hiding something. Or someone. Miss, could I have you over here, please?
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard an overdue book.
I'm the man of Rock Island, and take my word for it, there's no hiding going on here.
The bank manager and the mayor. Oh, this is quite the book club. You got the governor dropping by later, maybe.
Well, he's of course more than welcome to pass by. We're very big for sure on the promotion of literacy.
Great, great. ID, I suppose. Nobody has any ID. All right, listen. You folks stay here. I've got to make a phone call.
Hold on now, sir. There's no need to create an uproar over this. Everything is perfectly innocent here. We had no idea the gentleman was Russian.
The gentleman was Russian to judgment about the big event. Should I tell him about the big event? I think I should tell him about the big event.
What big event?
Oh, sir, a very big event. Have you by any chance heard of the musical group, the Beatles?
Sure.
What if I were to tell you that the former members of the Beatles, the most famous musicians of all time, were planning to come right here to our little hassle-free library? Can't you just picture it? Four musical geniuses who changed the face of music, who shaped a generation, drawn to this humble library to plan a new future together. And why? Why are they drawn here? Because this little library is part of the dream. It's the dream that Mrs. Haskell had when she built this institution for our joined communities. And it's the same dream that John Lennon had when he sang, "Imagine there's no countries." Here we're just people drawn together by our love of community, and books. Books that also confound borders. Books that can take us anywhere, connecting with the past. Even when the world is changing all around us so fast that we can barely keep up with it. We can't make sense of it. The library will be here. Whatever happens 10, 20, 30 years from now, the library will be here. And this little library, more than any other, cries out to the world, "Let it be! Let it be!" That is why we are here, officer, to give peace a chance. All you need is books.
Anyway, that's the way I heard it. You hear a lot of versions. Some people say the Beatles did show up and just kept it all hush-hush, a big conspiracy. I had one woman even tell me that the Beatles came here way back in the early 60s, before the Ed Sullivan Show. Crazy stuff like that. But, like I said, you won't see any of it in the papers or read about it in the library minutes. So, even if it did almost happen, no one knows for sure why it didn't. Maybe it's true. Maybe word got out and the Beatles got spooked. But, like I said, you won't see any of it in the papers. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe none of it happened at all. Maybe it's just a good story. Anyway, you folks have a nice day. And come back sometime when the library's open. It's quite something.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bentley, it's out of my hands. My board decided that the Haskell Library simply wasn't equipped to handle this type of a meeting. Discreet, yes, I know, but you see, we've had some excitement around here recently. Yes, the festival, that's what I'm talking about, to say the least. Quite a few arrests, actually. Like the reporter simply isn't ready for rock and roll. Well, it would have been nice, yes, but around here, we like things the way that they are. Yes, I agree, change is difficult for some. Well, thank you for understanding, Mr. Bentley, and thank you for thinking of us. Yes, all right then. Oh, wait, Mr. Bentley, you can tell me now, can't you? It is the Beatles we were talking about, wasn't it? I see. All right then. Thank you again. You too. Goodbye now.
Terrible young people. Absolutely no self-control and zero respect for people's property. I heard they were running naked through the streets of Newport. And they attacked a police officer at the courthouse. I just don't understand whole world is going to heck in a handcart. Free love and drugs and rock music? Ugh, I'm quite convinced everyone is on drugs. Why, Sunday morning, as I was escorting Jeremy to church, I came across this young couple walking arm in arm on the sidewalk. They looked perfectly normal, happy and in love. But as I passed them, what did I hear them chatting about? Corn! All the things you can do with corn. Honestly, this place. I wish things could go back to the way they always were.
Mrs. Thompson, did I ever tell you about the time that the Beatles almost came to Haskell?